Where in the world did Virtual World come from for this regional? Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. I'm not gonna lie to you. Initially seeing this regional breakdown and seeing that Virtual World was actually finishing second place out of nowhere, I was genuinely like, what in the world have we missed at this point? You know, it's not a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm intrigued by how Virtual World was able to kind of overcome a lot of the meta and a lot of the feel that things have been presenting in, you know, the meta, because Virtual World has long since been pretty obsolete, and the fact that, you know, it's able to carry itself into a top cut slot here is actually pretty interesting. Now, that's like the main thing around this, but the rest of the top cut is also kind of interesting because you also do get the chance to see double tier elements here. Let's call it what it is at this point in time. We're pretty used to seeing tier kind of showing up here in the meta and kind of destroying things. Like it is still the boogeyman in the room, and I don't feel like that really changes all that much. We also had double rescue ace as well. So and double unchained. So the decks that we have all pretty much dubbed the big three between tier rescue ace and unchained were all pretty much equally represented across the board here for that, and that's actually pretty cool. It does kind of show that, you know, if you were playing rogue for this event, you had to work for it a little bit more, but I think that's fine. And then our other rogue pick out of this event was actually Infernoble. So this regional's pretty stacked in terms of meta. If you're looking at this, you're like, oh, you know, I'm discounting it because, you know, Virtual World topped. No, Virtual World had to work its butt off to climb up through this meta. I think it's even more impressive. Let's pass on over to deck list. So winning our regional is none other than Rescue Ace. And if you're looking around, you're like, boots, Rescue Ace. I do want to say something interesting about this list. For as long as the format has been going, I feel like the warrior package inclusion in this deck has been dramatically falling off. All right, like a lot less people are focusing on this package and really giving it, you know, the time of day for the format. And I think that really says something, because most people, while this package is really good, it does help generate advantage, keep things flowing for the deck in terms of, you know, just the raw advantage. I don't know, it just feels like if you cut this out and you can free up a little bit of extra deck space, you're back down to 40 cards, all right? And I understand, like, this is more of a tech choice at this point, but I feel like on the grander side of the higher competitive scale, if you're looking at YCS data, this is just, it's overlived its presence and usefulness in the meta. I also want to point out, Econ was a huge banger in a lot of these main decks. Like, we saw so much enemy controller, like it was fantastic. But as of late, Econ has also been kind of falling off, and not out of main decks. It's just returned back to being a side deck choice, and that's fine. I also like this little tech choice. Being able to do like a full Rescue Ace board and then set the Judgment next to all of your back row pretty much ensures you're not going to lose to a random RNG Lightning Storm out of nowhere. And I think protecting that investment of your, you know, giant field is way more important than, you know, just, oh, no, there's the Feather Duster, I guess I lose. Like, this is why this can become a powerful, crazy side deck card for builds like this to actually do their thing. So good stuff. Now, this is some sauce. Where do I even begin here? I guess the first big thing here is, you know, this deck does not give two craps about anything that the opponent might actually be doing here. So, you know, you just roll Skill Drain on in here, and you look at your opponent and go, hey, good luck, all right? Because none of these guys give a crap. Like, they all do whatever the hell they want when they want. Like, and then, you know, most of these are, you know, just stepping stones. And yes, we are playing double Nian Yan. which is fun. We're also playing one copy of Ghost Ogre, which is actually kind of cool. It is, I mean, we're already maximizing on Triple E Telly as it is, so, you know, this is all going to work out just fine. We're also playing triple copies of Droplet as well. Now, let's get down here into the extra deck. Yes, we are doing the Full Armored Xyz package with the Full Armored Dark Knight. Yeah, you are rolling out some of the little fun options out here. And I also see the fact that your deck is just able to make level 9s, and then you can just make Jormungandr and Leviathan, is so stupid. Actually, this is kind of cute. I mean, also this makes for like Turbo Zeus options as well, so that's actually kind of cool. And of course, the deck actually can make Final Ligma. That way you can blow your opponent. I also see that we are playing Nathung for time. You know, being able to burn your opponent for 800. Also, Nathung is entirely generic, by the way, like on a level 6. So you do have an application to actually be able to, you know, clutch the game away from your opponent as need be. Yeah, I love this game some days, man. Like, I'm genuinely impressed by a lot of how this goes. But yeah, that's your virtual world list. Next up here, Unchained. 43 cards, by the way. Okay, that's pretty normal, I feel like. Most of your monster ratio here feels fine. I guess the only real thing that you could be missing might be one of our friends over at the Droll and Lockbird department, you know. But it's okay because they're right here. You know, we can just board in the Droll as we need be. The Dark Contract stuff sticking around in here with the DDD Vice King Requiem. I feel like that's pretty standard at this point. And then I do see the Unchained Soul of Disaster. You know, the more people that do tend to board this in, I feel like you put a lot more pressure on your opponent. Like, this card is actually insanely good in the current format. Also, I've seen this on a couple of the regional levels, but being able to board in Change of Heart and, you know, just go, oh, hey, you know, we can thrust into it. Honestly, I think one of the most disgusting boards you could actually have, where you can thrust into the Change of Heart and you have the talents in your hand. That's going to feel massively unfair to your opponent, but you know what? You don't care, because you just got free real estate to do whatever you wanted. And of course, I also love the fact that, you know, Shifter does stick around in this format as a little bit of an annoying card, but Unchained is able to capitalize and play this just like everybody else. It can hurt some of your end fields, yes, but like, you don't really care. Like, you're going to be able to adjust and be just fine. So yeah, Unchained build a lot more standard, but I think that's fine. Like, you're not always going to have some sort of techie innovation. And hey, we have some tier elements here. Interestingly enough, we're boarding in an Underworld Goddess out here. So I guess this is in those situations that you feel your opponent's setting up some sort of crazy board that you're going to have to deal with something along the way, and the Goddess just gives you the free material out to do so. That's the one big thing I've always liked about the Underworld Goddess, is she acts as a kaiju. A little bit more pricey of a kaiju, that's for sure, because, you know, 4+ effect monsters, so you gotta have 3 on your field, and then, you know, 1 on your opponent's, and hopefully getting to use a Link 2 along the way. But it does get the job done. I see we're boarding in a Zeus and a Abyss Dweller. Yeah, a lot of these outs definitely doing their thing. And this Night Sword Serpent, this card has been a pretty big staple for this deck as of late. Like, this is really the new tech choice, I feel like. I can't believe they actually weren't doing this a lot sooner. Also free level 3. And then we also have, more tier. Yes, our biggest difference. I love the fact that it's cool that, like, the sarcophagus stuff does get a nod out here for a lot of these builds, because it is good. It does help out along the way. But man, oh man, like, you take a look at this and you're like, you know, is the Upsetty stuff worth it? Yes, it is. Please play this package. I love the initial results. People are like, oh no, this is garbage. No, it's pretty good. We're playing 1 talents. Also, only double super poly in the main. It's kind of interesting. But I mean, if you're trying to optimize optimize with your deck at 42, or actually 41. I think that's fine. We're also boarding in the heartbeat, the crime, that's pretty usual. And then, of course, we can board in those thrust as we need to make sure that, we're not going to lose to the most random of random things. So overall, not too bad. I like what I'm seeing here. So that is our regional breakdown. What do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.